Thinking about buying a franchise? Then the How to Buy a Franchise show is just for you. Here's your host, Dr. John Hayes.
Hi, I'm John Hayes. I blog at howtobuyafranchise.com, and I'm the host of the How to Buy Franchise show. Matt Jones is my guest today. Interesting story. He's a franchisor, brand new franchisor. Just about 1 month as a franchisor, right?
Yeah, just
hasn't
a
been
couple
very
months,
long.
Yep.
So, you are an orthodontist. How long have you been an orthodontist?
About 10 years.
Okay.
As an orthodontist.
Orthodontists usually make pretty good money.
Yeah, do okay.
It's a great profession.
Yeah.
You like being an orthodontist?
I do, and my practice is done exceptionally well as an orthodontist as well.
And your practice is in Lawton, Oklahoma?
Lawton, Oklahoma, yeah. Fort Sill's an Army Reserve, and it's
Okay.
Lawton, Oklahoma.
So how do you make sense of this? You're going to be a pizza franchisor?
Yeah, so I met somebody that had done a lot of research in the pizza franchise industry and the fast casual build your own pizza concepts, and we put our heads together and we made the concept.
And the concept, the brand is Firo Fire Kissed Pizza. Sounds good.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So what's different about why am I going to buy a Firo pizza instead of a Domino's pizza?
So for those people that have seen the similar build your own pizza concepts, it's a hot niche right now. There's several concepts out there that are blooming in the country in the last probably 3 to 4 years. You've seen them coming out. Well, we had the advantage of being one of the later people coming to the table. We toured the whole country and we took the best consultants in the country. And we entered to these locations and we said, what are they doing right and what are they doing wrong? And we put together a chart on what things need to be done, this way or that way. And we tried to build, the best concept possible learn from their strengths and learn from their weaknesses.
Okay. So let's back up a minute and talk about how do you get an orthodontist interested in stop being an orthodontist and be a pizza franchisor? Something you know nothing about. You've never been a franchisee, have you?
No, I've never been a franchisee.
And other than operating your practice as a business?
Well, I have several businesses. I have a subdivision that I developed of rental homes as well. Okay. So I've done multiple ventures, but this one's the one I have the most passion for. I'm actually going to be retiring from orthodontics, and we'll be doing this full time in about a year and a half.
Okay, and what possesses you to do that? Why a passion about a pizza business?
Probably because I have so much belief in this particular restaurant. I mean, in our local community of 100,000 people, in 2 years that we've been there, we've raised amongst a lot of national chain franchises that are there in Lawton, Oklahoma. Right now we're ranked number 1 out of 149 restaurants. So it's basically because of our success that we've seen with it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be leaving something that was that I trained for 10 years to do as an orthodontist to be doing something like this if I didn't.
But is it a different taste profile? Is it a different type of pizza? Is it square instead of being round?
No, it's definitely a different taste profile, though. I'd say probably the very first difference you'll see with our concept is the minute you drive up to the restaurant. We have it's kind of an old world Tuscany look to our restaurant. The environment as you walk in, you'll see a lot of travertine and higher end granites and stuff like that. Very reminiscent of a full service restaurant. But on the flip side, you can walk right up to the counter. You walk down a line like what you'd see in Chipotle or Subway. You build your own pizza right in front of you. It goes into a stone oven, an open flame stone hearth oven, and it's cooked in under 5 minutes. And then probably the other difference that I'd say that you'd see in us versus some of our competitors is the quality of the product and the quality of the dessert as well. So the product, our tomatoes, for example, that we make our sauces come from Italy, from an area that has a naturally sweet flavored tomato.
You import them?
Yeah, they're from Italy. We don't have to add any sugar or anything to it. Just got tomatoes and basil in there. We have our seasoning that we add into that, but there's no sugar in it. Our desserts, a lot of our competitors are kind of lacking in the dessert. We really kind of hit a home run with the dessert. Went to Italy. We use the same authentic Italian recipes that gelaterias. I went to Florence, Italy, talked to the number 1 gelateria in Florence, and said, I wasn't a competitor to him, and he opened up to me and said, these are some of the things that make us the number 1, gelateria here. And so we incorporated those. We make our gelato fresh in-house every morning with the Carpigiani gelato machine that comes from Italy. Our ingredient supplier for our gelato is the #1 supplier of gelato in Italy. So it's everything from, it's the whole package deal. It's everything from the environment to the quality product to the dessert. A lot of our competitors like to seek a lower carb option in the salads. And a lot of our customers and our competitors don't have too many options with the salads. They'll have a small display case. We have a whole selection of really fresh ingredients where they can build their own salad or choose one of our signatures. The meat gets heated up on a cast iron skillet in the stone oven. So
you really have done a lot of research about this.
We have
put a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
As you say, you've got a passion for this kind of business.
I do.
Does it bother you that after burgers, pizza is a lot of pizza franchises?
Oh yeah, there's tons of it.
And catching up with Pizza Hut is practically impossible, just like you can't catch up with McDonald's. So what do you think about that? How are you going to compete with? Are you going to deliver?
Well, it's a $1 billion industry, the pizza industry. It's a staple. It's not a come and go fad that's here today, gone tomorrow. It's not something like, I guess you'd compare it to like wraps or to a lot of the yogurt things kind of came and went quickly. Pizza's become a staple of the American diet, and there's always room for exceptional product.
Okay.
If you look at some of the burger places that are out there, we've had burgers around forever. Yeah. But when you get something exceptional, then it can still excel.
Yeah. Is it a sit-down family-style restaurant, or family not style, but you want to bring your family there, or it's not a what's on the menu?
Very much family. So I would say we that's where we kind of again separate ourselves from the competition. Most of them are more kind of a colder environment where there's an industrial look to them with the unfinished ceilings and such. Ours is a very warm. We wanted to carry from the stone hearth oven the whole theme out from that. We wanted to capture that in the name Firo, in the warmth of the atmosphere. And we have a ton of families that come with the gelato and stuff like that. We don't sell alcohol. We wanted to keep it more family friendly, so it's our gelato is our percentage sales that equals what some of the competitors would do in the alcohol, and we've allowed it to maintain more family friendly environment.
Okay. And what about delivery? You'll deliver, or you'll?
So we have it to go, and we have the online order. People can go in and they can place their order on their phone, on our printer. If they say they want to pick up a pizza at Friday at 4 o'clock, it'll print out on our line 15 minutes prior to that time. Our line will make the pizza. It'll be fresh right when that customer walks in, or they can drive through, and we have a window where they can pick it up as well. That'll be up to the franchisees. If they're in an end cap, they might not have that option, but they can have it to go. But no, we don't do the delivery just because we don't want the product to be not the very, very best that it can be.
Okay.
And as it sits in a box, it's not as good as what it would be if they got it fresh.
And you're building a corporate team then. You mentioned before
Yes, my vice president of operations, his name is Al Ryan. He was with Domino's Pizza for 25 years. He worked up through their ranks. At one point, he was the VP of International Operations. So we have a very experienced. It's not just an orthodontist running the team. We've got
and you're going to relocate your headquarters from Lawton, Oklahoma, down to the Dallas area. And why are you doing that?
Basically, mostly for accessibility, so that people can come in and check out our concept. It's kind of hard for people to get in and out of Lawton. Once we get people there, they're sold on it.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit hard to get people into Lawton, Oklahoma.
You'll build a corporate-owned unit in Dallas, or
yes,
what are you planning?
We're seeking land right now in both the McKinney area as well as the Flower Mound, Highland Village area.
Good areas, yeah. A lot of families up there as well. Yep. Then have you sold franchises yet? You have an FDD done.
Yes, we just completed the FDD. We have our first franchisee signing on this upcoming week.
Okay.
So
and where will that unit open?
They're looking in the Frisco, Plano, Colony area.
Again, great area.
Yep.
So what's the cost? If I want to buy a Firo Fire Kissed Pizza shop, restaurant, what am I going to spend?
So it all depends. If you do, our location that we have in Lawton, Oklahoma is a standalone. Obviously, a standalone is going to be a different price than if you did an end cap. Also, obviously depends on a lot of different factors. But in our FDD, it states somewhere in the range of 450, mid 450 to could go up to 800, 900. It just depends on a lot of different factors.
Okay. And your franchise fee is how much?
Franchise fee is $30,000.
Okay.
Yep.
And a royalty is
5%, and right now we're actually not charging a national marketing fund fee.
Yeah.
For the first few franchisees as a bonus for them signing on. For the entire duration of their contract, they won't have to pay that 2% national marketing fund that's typically seen in a agreement.
And how long is the franchise agreement?
It's 10 years.
10 years. Okay,
Yep.
wonderful. So you're out. Are you exhibiting here at this expo?
We are. Yep.
And so you're looking for your first franchisees in Texas at least.
Yeah.
And or you got one in Texas already.
Yeah,
but
we've
you're
got a
looking
few
for
actually
more.
that are in the process, and we're looking for people that are really go-getters.
Yeah.
We want to be very selective in the people that we choose on these first few.
Of course,
we
yeah, you
we
gotta
have so
be.
much. Yep.
This may be a first, an orthodontist turned franchisor. Never had that story before, and I've been doing this for almost 40 years. So I will be watching for the Firo Fire Kissed Pizza. I have family in McKinney. My daughter and husband and my 4 grandchildren all live there. So if it's a good place, I'm sure they're going to be hanging out there, which means I'll
Awesome.
be there too.
Oh, you'll love it. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, Matt, I appreciate the time, and you gave us an interesting story. I wish you well and hope things go real well for you.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm John Hayes with the How to Buy a Franchise Show, and please visit howtobuyafranchise.com for my blogs and for my podcasts. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to How to Buy a Franchise Show. If you want immediate assistance, visit howtobuyafranchise.com to contact Dr. John Hayes for a free consultation.